Hi, Maria Gracia here, owner of GetOrganizedNow.com. My family and I just got back from a trip and we had to take an airline to get back and forth from there. In the airline on our way there, we had to go through the security checkpoint, and that's what today's video is based on. It's how we got past that security checkpoint quickly and easily and with no hassles at all. And the first thing we did before we left is we checked the rules and regulations so that we knew what we were allowed to bring on the plane and what we couldn't bring on. Now, a woman who was standing a few people ahead of us did not read the rules and regulations, and this is what happened. She had a bottled water with her. It was filled to the top, and the rule that day was that you couldn't bring more than 3.2 ounces of liquid on the plane. So she actually had to get off the line and discard her water. And then not even 3 seconds later, they had to stop the line again because she had a whole bottle of shampoo in her bag, and that was not allowed. So because she didn't check the rules and regulations, she kind of held up the whole line. Now, you don't want to do that to other people behind you, and certainly you don't want to do that to yourself. It's just going to take longer for you to get past the security checkpoint. So check the rules and regulations first. Something that my husband does, and I think this is such a fantastic idea, is when we travel via air and we know we have to go through that security checkpoint, he brings a Ziploc baggie with him. And inside this baggie, he can put anything that is on his person or in his pockets. Now, I believe on this trip he had his cash, he had coins, he had keys, he had his wallet, he had glasses, and a couple of other things that were in his pockets. He basically took everything out of his pockets, put them in the bag, Ziplocked the bag, and the whole bag went into the container that has to go through the conveyor belt. And then when he went through, the X-ray thing, he got to the end of the conveyor belt, he picked up his bag, and he was on his way. And he knew that everything he had in his pockets was in the bag, nothing would be left behind. So it's a really good idea to have a baggie with you if you have a lot of loose things in your pocket that you need to send through the security checkpoint. Another good idea for baggies is to bring a baggie that's a little larger, and you can, I don't have a boarding pass with me, but let's say this is a boarding pass. You can just stick your boarding pass in the bag, you can stick your driver's license in the bag, anything that you need for identification. This way when you get to the security checkpoint and they say, can I see your ID and boarding passes, you're not fumbling through your luggage or through your purse looking for things. You just pull out your baggie and everything is inside there. One of the other things we do, now I don't know about you, but when we travel, we bring so many electronics with us. We have our camera, we have our cell phones, we have the DS game, we have our laptop, our camcorder, so many electronics, and we use all of those things when we travel. So, but all of those things actually have to be removed from your carry-on baggage and put into the containers that are going to be going through the conveyor belt. So it's a good idea not to have each of your electronic appliances in various bags, because now you're going to have to unzipper all of your bags and look for everything, and that's just going to hold up your line, and there's a big chance that you're going to forget something and leave something there. So my husband and I always put all of our electronics into 1 or 2 bags. Those bags only have the electronics in them, nothing else. This way, when we have to put those through the conveyor belt, we just put them into the bins. They're all together. We pick them all up at the end and put them back into the bags we just emptied out. Okay, my last tip of the day has to do with shoes. And if you've traveled recently, you probably know that you have to take, most adults have to take their shoes off before you go through the security checkpoint. And what I always do is I wear easy slip-on, slip-off shoes that I can just put into the container. They go through the conveyor belt, I pick them up on the other side, and I can slip them right back on without having to, find a chair to sit down and tie them and whatnot. And, if you don't want to wear flip-flops or slip-ons, you can wear loafers, with socks. So, some people don't like walking around the airport in their bare feet. But having shoes that are easily on-off makes your trip through the security checkpoint a whole lot easier. I hope these tips will help make your air travel somewhat easier in the future, and have good travels always. I'm Maria Gracia of GetOrganizedNow.com. If you like this video, please click the like link. I would really appreciate it. And remember, there is no better time to get organized than to get organized now.